Good old perv. He's like your really old, creepy uncle that spies on you, That's what I tell people, he's a perv. Especially those who don't use Discord or don't know what Craig is. I just tell people, hey, it's like a really creepy uncle that you kind of have to keep an eye on. I mean, look at his face. He does not look like he looks innocent, but he doesn't blink. He looks creepy.
It's like what is that thing? You seen Kung Fu Panda 4?
Yes.
It's like them little rabbit things. They're so adorable, but then they're murderous.
It's like the little rabbit thing from Coffee Panda 4. Oh my god, I never made that connection. That's perfect. Yes, that's exactly what it is. They're like he's like the little rabbit things from Coffee Panda 4. Oh man, that film was so like overhated, man. I really enjoyed Kung Fu Panda 4.
Oh yeah, definitely. All the Kung Fu Pandas were pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm ready to go on your.
I'm ready.
Welcome to the Tiger Nexus Podcast, a place where you'll find interviews with content creators and geeks alike. Your host, Ty Tiger, has delved upon the Nexus and found interesting content creators and geeks of all fandoms. This podcast is connected to the Zero Hero Network. And now we dive in with another episode!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tiger Nexus podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Ty Tiger, and today I have a returning guest. He's just coming on to have a chat with me. We're going to do some catching up, talking about different types of content and cosplaying and all different types of things. Without this guy, I wouldn't have half the audio dramas I have. Not only is he a best friend of mine, he's a voice actor, but he's also a bit of a confidant, if you will, for Tiger Tales, especially some of them wouldn't even exist without him. Returning guest, of course, I'm talking about Acrown. Hello, bro. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be back.
First off, how's life? How's the family? How is just generally, how's things?
Good. Chaotic, but good.
I mean, that's exactly how life should be, isn't it?
There you go.
I'd be a bit concerned if you went, just like, yeah, it's normal. I'd be more concerned if you told me if it was okay.
If my life had alignment, it would be chaotic good. Sometimes chaotic neutral.
Yes, if your life was a person, their pronouns would be chaotic, good, normal-ish.
And sometimes shite.
I mean, that's just life, though. So the first thing I wanted to bring up, because we were talking about it just a minute ago, is cosplaying. Before, you've been cosplaying for a while, but you have actually kind of kicked yourself in the ass a little bit and kind of brought yourself back up to cosplaying. You know, your TikToks now are kind of filled with cosplays, which is really cool to see that you're actually re-uploading the old ones and doing cosplaying again. Which is really cool. What kind of put your ass into gear?
Honestly, I would say you and Willie, it's just kind of, when they just clicked, like, Brain said, you should get back into it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm really glad you did. I like it. I know so many people, and it's not just cosplayers, I know so many people who do content and then they give up and they stop, or like something makes them halt, and it's just like, especially if I enjoy their content, like my brother's one of them, my younger brother Freddie, my best friend James, they do gaming content and things. It's like they are so good at it, and like when you I understood why you stopped, because obviously your first account got hacked, and I've been there. My whole YouTube history got hacked into. I had to start from scratch. I completely understand. But when you did start uploading again, I was like, yes, finally, Acrown's back, baby, let's go. That's how I saw it. So when it comes to cosplays, do you want to mention the new one you're working on, or should we keep that hush hush?
I mean, I can go. I'm not as scared to hide it. It's Virgil from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, and I'm really liking, you're kind of talking. So we have a dad group chat. I've mentioned this before, which consists of primarily, there's a few of us in there, but primarily it's myself, Cosplay Dude 637, Mark, the Red Corner Stranger, Acrown here, of course, and Jared, the host of If You Give a Dad a Podcast. That's kind of like the main of us. There is a few more, but they're like the main ones who chat in there. And the you've been like kind of sending us pictures of stuff that you found and going, hey, would this work for Virgil? Do you think this would work for Virgil? And you're kind of like getting our opinion and everything. But I kind of like the drive. I like seeing, you're kind of driven to, kind of get this cosplay together. And I can't wait to see it, unfold on TikTok. I think it'll be really cool.
Oh yeah, I can definitely blame Netflix for that one because I was hooked on Devil May Cry from the moment I saw its intro.
Yeah, how is the new Devil May Cry? Because I've been told by a few people, people that have played the game. Logan's mum messaged me yesterday because she knows nothing of Devil May Cry. She's never even looked at the games, but she told me that she's been watching it and it's really good. So, like, I've heard from different spectrums of knowing Devil May Cry. So, I thought I'd ask someone who knows a bit about the games a bit more, like, how is the new anime?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I mean, and what is the good thing about it is you can go into it not knowing anything about Devil May Cry, just watching it as like a new anime, and you can think, oh, this is fucking great, and then you can go back and play the games. Like I wanted to play the games the other day after watching it.
So, would you say that the fans of the games would also like it as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I haven't played every single Devil May Cry game, but I played enough to become a big fan of the Devil May Cry games. And I really do like the Devil May Cry series. So like when they announced the anime, I was a bit skeptical because no offense, we obviously do have adaptations out there that are downright disrespectful to their source material. So I was a bit skeptical, but yeah, everyone that I've spoken to have just said that, hey, it's really good. So I might have to check it out.
Oh, definitely.
So with the cosplaying side of things spoken about, of course, we obviously have to bring up the author's crown. How is writing going? I know you haven't uploaded in a little while, but obviously that's fine. But how is writing going in general?
I mean, it's been going kind of slow these last couple months, but the past couple weeks it's kind of picked back up.
So obviously you talked to me about a lot of your stories and stuff. We kind of back and forth, like I mentioned in my intro. I talked to you about Tiger Tales Game Over, Tiger Tales What If, that type of thing. You're kind of my go-to guy, and I'd like to think I'm your go-to guy for some of your stories.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, you've come up with some really solid ideas. You actually told me yesterday you were going to get some recording done. Did you actually get those recordings done?
Oh, I did.
Nice. Yes, there you go. Look at you on the roll, boy, on the roll. You're doing a lot of crossing over and a lot of horror stuff. Did you ever think about like maybe doing something that isn't crossover or horror related, or is that kind of just like your favorite niche? So you kind of sticking to your guns?
I mean, it is my niche, but I mean, I have a few ideas written down that aren't horror based. Let me pull
Wow,
it up.
I never thought I'd hear the. I'm not sure I'm talking to Acrown anymore. I'm gonna have to like figure out if you've been abducted or something.
Well, with the other day when you and Mark were talking about things to cross over, what was it? I think it was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
When I heard Mark say crossover it with Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm like, hold up, is this Mark? Like,
Honestly,
Mark's
that
trying to.
So, just for reference, we have a Three Ranger Bros Studios YouTube channel now. Me and Mark did a video where we came up with 4 ideas to cross over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in comic form, and the only rule was we had to make it make sense. And honestly, I was waiting for like Doctor Who to come out of his mouth. That's what I was waiting for. But the fact that he went down the horror route, I honestly thought you had moved to England, killed Mark, and then replaced him or something. That's literally what I was thinking in my head. Because that shocked me, bro. Out of all the videos I've done with Mark and Willie on that channel, that's the one that shocked me the most.
I'm like, Mark's trying to steal my thunder, man.
I
have to tap
know.
Mark.
Right, that's it. Right, you come to me on a holiday, right? And me and you will go find Mark, and we'll batter him with fucking baseball bats with teeth stuck into them, like Far Cry 5.
Maybe Mark needs an intervention.
He needs an in. We'll get Billy on it as well because we know what Billy's like. We need to get Billy on this.
Oh
You and
Lord,
Billy,
not the Billy.
you and Billy come to me, and then all three of us will go find Mark, and we'll give him an intervention about, like, stealing the whole horror aspect from you. This can't be left. This can't be just left. We have to deal with this.
Or you know Billy. Billy be like, "Oh, I'm going to take this and this and this and this, and you're not getting it back until you get it straightened out."
He'll take his new shed away. He'll take like his Cornish shield, his Cornish like helmet, and anything Cornish related. He'll just nick and then go
Yep.
right, like when you take something away from a kid, but he'll be like, right, you're not allowed any of your Cornish stuff until you apologize. Oh Jesus. So yeah, if you could, come out of your niche of horror and crossover, what sort of things have you been thinking of?
Well, let's see. If we're talking non-horror and non-crossover, let's see. It's, it's a whole list I got to go through. Let's see. Well, I did. Well, no, that's a crossover too. Let's see. Well, if we think about it, I did do one. When did I do that one? I want to say November. I did the what it'd be like for Blade and Johnny Storm before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah, that is very true. But technically speaking, isn't that a crossover in a sense? Because Deadpool and Wolverine crossed over all the Fox movies.
I mean, yeah, technically. Let's see. Let's see. I know we talked about. I know you have your Arkham story that you had planned out, and then I still have mine that I've slowly been whittling away at.
Yeah, see, with the Arkham storyline, I'm still trying to figure that one out, but that's kind of been overshadowed because when like you watch something or you play something and that kind of like inspires you to write a story related to it.
Yeah.
I've been on my Tiger gaming channel. I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And now I want to do an Assassin's Creed Black Flag story, but I really want to do Assassin's Creed based in Gotham.
See, I think I saw something on Facebook the other day where someone had made like a fake game poster. It said Assassin's Creed Gotham.
Well, I mean, last week was April Fool's, so that wouldn't surprise me.
True.
But yeah, just like the idea of having like an Assassin's Creed character like going against the the Assassin's villains that maybe they're working with, like, I don't know, the Court of Owls, or maybe the Court of Owls always were the Assassin's Creed villains or something, I don't know. The Templars. But yeah, I kind of have this idea.
Something that just came to my brain while you're just saying that. I could see, and I know it'll be flipping on its head, but what if the assassins were actually part of the League of Assassins, like the League of Shadows?
Oh, kind of like the League of Assassins and the League of Shadows and the Assassin's Creed, kind of like same team, maybe like different factions of the same team.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, this is the issue with me and you sitting down in the same call for like an hour. It's like me and Willie. We could just come up with a whole bunch of stuff.
And then we're just sitting here, just have a whole document filled with brand new ideas just from one sit down.
Well, see, this is why me and Willie now have the Within the Writers' Room podcast, which we upload once a month, because we always say that you put me and Willie in a room, we can come up with amazing ideas. And Willie's now got this thing where he wants to focus on one specific type of story each month. So, for example, in May, he'll be uploading all types of all of his Marvel stories. So that's Marvel Universe 19, and then whatever he's got in my Universe, that's what he's focusing on for May. So he's writing it in April and he's recording them in April, ready for May. And then, in May, then he'll focus on whatever's next. I don't know. I think he said it's nostalgia time. Don't hold me to that. I could be wrong. But like, so that was working well for him. And we then also get to talk to each other once a month and help each other out and come up with new ideas. Just sat with him one time. I came up with 2 new stories for Unionverse. I came up with our, the Forever Blue storyline we spoke about, where I want to do like a Forever Blue. We focused on that and we made it very heavy around Billy from Universe 19. We included like a bunch of different Blue Rangers. We now got that sorted. He focused on all of the Marvel stuff. Like we came up with so much in 2 hours, it's unreal. And I feel like me and you could definitely do something pretty much the same. Because
I mean, we can just talk for like 5 minutes and we already have something come up with.
yeah, like I've always spoken to you about, Tiger Tail's Game Over, Tiger Tail's What If, and sometimes Tiger Tail's One Shot. They're kind of like the first two are definitely like the ones I go to about like my next What If. I said to you, hey, remember this What If that we spoke about? That's my next one. Which I let Willie pick. I said, Willie, I was like, I don't know what my next What If should be. Gave him the 3 titles. He's like, yeah, go with that one. I was like, all right, cool. He knows nothing of what it's about, but he said go with that one. I was like, all right, cool. So I went to you and I was like, right, I think I got this idea. Then, you throw something at me and I'm like, hey, that kind of works, and yeah, we're able to like just, I don't know, we just work well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said that Game Over exists because of you, and you've always said Acrown exists because I helped you with it. We kind of, without each other, those 2 channels wouldn't exist. So.
Oh yeah.
So one thing me and you also talk about a lot, which we said we'd mention as well, is Mortal Kombat 1. How the fuck you played that on the Nintendo Switch, I don't know.
All I have to do is just kind of ignore the terrible graphics, and otherwise it plays fine.
Because, like, holy fuck, does that look horrendous? Like, I've seen videos where, like, they put the graphics comparison, like, they play the exact same, like, cutscene, but, like, the comparison of graphics. Mine would look like a movie. Yours looks like it's a really bad sketch drawn by a blind person.
Almost like a flip book, a little sketch flip book.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the guest characters that we have so far?
I thought they've done amazing with those guest characters so far.
So we've got Omni-Man, Homelander. We had Peacemaker, because we had like a hero set. And then the new ones, which shockingly I actually really do like. They confused me, but I do really like them. Which is obviously Ghostface from Scream, Conan the Barbarian, and T-1000 from Terminator 2. Those 3 are the weird ones, because Mortal Kombat's done this thing where they usually have a theme for their DLC run. So, like, for example, Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, however you want to call it, was like horror movies. So
there.
Hey?
I think we had a technical issue with my end there.
Oh, did we? Are you sure you haven't been speaking to Ben?
Maybe I was speaking to Craig.
True. Oh no, I recorded with Ben the other day. Maybe he left some of his essence behind.
Maybe it was those aliens that inducted him.
True that. Anyway, yeah, I was just saying that the last 3 kind of confused me a little bit, because Mortal Kombat or NetherRealm, the people that make Mortal Kombat, they usually go with a theme for each game for their DLC. So Mortal Kombat X, we had horror characters. We had like Jason Voorhees, Alien and Predator, Leatherface, that type of deal. Mortal Kombat 11 was like 80s heroes. You could play, the original Terminator, RoboCop. We had Rambo, who was my favorite out of the 3. And things. And then this one, it looked like they were going down the superhero route, because we had Peacemaker, Omni-Man and Homelander. Maybe not superheroes, but like anti-heroes or people who believe they're superheroes or something. I'm not too entirely sure. And then they kind of throw this curveball at us and give us an 80s character, a horror character, and then another 80s character. And it's just like, huh? What the fuck?
All right. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what possible connection there is, besides the fact that they're all movies.
I don't know, mate. See, the issue here is that you can't just blame NetherRealm, because Warner Brothers are wankers. I've never liked Warner Brothers whatsoever. and they've officially stated that NetherRealm has to focus on Mortal Kombat, basically, that the licensing wise. They only help them with Mortal Kombat. The NetherRealm can do what the fuck they want, but if they want help with licensing, Warner Brothers will only give them stuff for Mortal Kombat. Hence why the only DC character we've had is Peacemaker, because they would have given us a second one, but their licensing changes happened between the two DLCs, so we would have gotten another DC character later down the line for Mortal Kombat 1. People were speculating maybe it would have been Harley Quinn. People might have thought, like, people were thinking it might have been Lobo. Maybe like Atrocitus or something. Maybe one of more of the darker characters. But yeah, licensing issues. Warner Brothers are wank. I never liked Warner Brothers whatsoever. Never liked them. They've even stopped NetherRealm working on the next Injustice game. They basically said, yeah, DC can only be handled by Rocksteady now. So we're getting another Arkham game.
Yeah. Which, if they put the work into it and do something actually like new, not just that, what did they call that? Shadows with the rat catcher.
Yeah.
Like, if they actually did something and busted out a new Arkham, I'm sure it would probably be great.
Yeah, I spoke to my friend Anthony about this on the podcast, and we said that if they were going to give us an Arkham game, either give us an actual sequel with Nightwing or Dick, maybe he's not handling being a superhero properly now that Batman's gone. We know that through the DLC, we know Robin got married, so as in Tim Drake got married with Barbara. Give us a game with Tim or something on those lines, or give us a prequel. Give us the other characters, give us a game where Batman recruits Dick for the first time, or Tim for the first time, or actually give us Jason's, recruitment or something.
Or, what they could do? They could do a game that shows, like, Batman having flashbacks of recruiting all of them.
Yeah, just something that don't make us feel like we're repeating history, because they have now stated, which I think is really fucking stupid, but they've now stated that Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, which is Arkham canon, is now null and void. The characters you kill in that game apparently are clones, including Batman. And it's just like, it's so infuriating when people do that. It's only because they don't want to kill off Batman. Now that they're only allowed to do Arkham, they're basically like, okay, well, we can't have Batman dead now, can we?
That and all the hate they got for that game online.
See, if they took away the online aspect, it would have been a good game. If it was a solid story-driven game where you got to play as these 4 characters, it was free roam, you had all these side quests you could do, you could upgrade your characters, customize them and everything, nobody would complain. But because it's a live service online multiplayer game, you have to play it with either like a PlayStation Network account or the Xbox Game Pass or something. You have to purchase the online subscription to play the game. And as soon as they turn off the live service, that game is now null and void. You can't play it ever again. That's what ruined it. Personally, like, I didn't mind killing the Justice League off. So many people got like bitchy the way that Batman died. But if you actually watch the cutscene, I actually think it's quite poetic, because Harley Quinn's the one who does it, and like, it's almost like a full circle from Arkham. And
everyone talks about Batman. Oh, Batman wouldn't have went out like that. If you see how Batman was at the end of Arkham Knight, I mean, it really kind of makes sense. He was done, but then they brought him back in, and he's kind of going through the motions, I guess you could say.
Well, if you actually watch the cutscene where Harley Quinn kills him, he's actually sat there, and the reason why he sat on the bench is because he's now traumatized by the fact that he helped kill people. He's now, like, by the work of Brainiac, he's killed a bunch of people, enslaved more. He helped, fucking Flash kill people, Green Lantern kill people. Like, the Justice League is now tarnished forever, and he's a part of it. and that's why he sat there like, yeah, just end me already. Like, I have done the one thing I promised I wouldn't do. Like, I'm fucked by this point. Like, either kill me or put me somewhere where I can't hurt anyone else. Oh wait, that place doesn't exist because I'm one of the smartest people on the planet. Yeah, to kill me then, sort of thing. And then Harley Quinn's like, all right, cool, bang. But yeah, another really dumb thing they did is they made, and I'm not trying to sound racist here, they made Deadshot a black dude, and because in the Arkham games, Deadshot isn't a black guy, they made them two different characters, and that actually gets brought up in dialogue. King Shark and Harley Quinn say to Deadshot, oh, I thought you were like some, like, white dude with a mustache, what, you know, what? And then Deadshot like, no, that's just a copycat guy. He was never the real Deadshot, and things like this. I'm like, oh my god, cringe. Just no. And the really dumb thing is, that around about the same time that game came out, we got Gotham Knights. I don't know if you've ever seen like any gameplay of Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Which revolves around the four like primary Bat family members. In that game, Batman dies in the beginning, and then you play as the four characters. So in my head, why not just swap the two games around? Have Gotham Knights be the Arkham Knight sequel. There's Knight in both their names, and then make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League its own separate thing.
Yeah, I mean, and from what I've seen of Gotham Knights, like everything I look at, it feels more like an Arkham game.
The only issues that I had with the game, I've only played about 2 hours of it. Me and James tried playing it. The connection issues was horrendous. I somewhere on my old TikTok account before that got banned, I had a video where I actually recorded my screen because James is running around as Batgirl, but on my screen she's mid-kick flying around the map. And things like this. And then the other issue I had was that you had to unlock each character's primary transportation ability via going around the map and doing certain things. Like one of them is defeat like 6 group of villain, like thugs. So Dick Grayson or Nightwing gets like a glider, very Fortnite-esque type glider. It felt like you're playing Fortnite when you. Tim, I liked. He was able to use the Justice League base and space using the watchtower to teleport himself short distances. I thought that was so cool. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Red Hood was able to use the Lazarus Pit residue to bounce in mid-air, basically like a super double jump, which was dumb. But this is the one that pissed me off the most. Batgirl glides with her cape.
Yeah, that just feels really lazy.
You had to unlock the ability to glide with your cape.
Like that should be like the first thing you learn as a Bat family.
Exactly my issue. Yeah, it was so dumb. Oh, it was so stupid. In like, because obviously, you know, you're a gamer and everything too, so I'll ask you this question. In like the perfect world, what is like a superhero or maybe like a type of superhero game, but what sort of superhero game would you like to see?
I mean, and we don't get too many of them, and when you do, they're not all great. But I love like open world games.
Yeah, true.
So and it's probably one of the reasons I like the Arkham series so much because it's open world.
So like a lot of people keep talking about like, oh, give us a live action Flash game, you know, like an open world, you know, a realistic Flash. I'm like, you do realize that's impossible, right?
Yeah, because
Like,
he would be instantly everywhere.
like people don't understand how quick the Flash is.
See, you know what I thought would make like a good open world game? Green Lantern.
Yes, Green Lantern would be awesome. I would love it if we had like a game similar to Spider-Man 2, where we could jump between two characters. One of them is like a Green Lantern, and the other one is a different type of lantern. Give us like the ability to maybe it's a Red Lantern, maybe you can control blood plasma and open blood
Mm,
portals or something, or
mm. You know who would be
something.
good for that kind of idea?
Do
Razor from Young Justice and Green Lantern series.
you know what's actually really nuts, right? So, in my Union verse, I am now exploring an idea where there's a field called the Meadow of Memories, and me and Willie have both used this. So basically, after the Putty invasion, there was the memory, and there was several Marvel and DC characters that have returned. They have been gone since Union Day. They haven't been seen, or they have no idea where they've been. To them, it's literally been 10 seconds. Nightcrawler and Shadowcat are two of these characters. They're in Willie's story. And I've used Razor because Jordan, my Red Lantern voice actress playing Jordan, she really likes Razor. Now, I'm a bit far behind on Young Justice. I'm literally near the end now, season 4. I've completely forgot season 4 even existed. So I've been binge watching it, and I've just got past the Razor episode, which is really fucking cool, by the way. And that inspired me like fuck. And the whole point of the Unionverse is I'm taking aspects from different things anyway. Like, I've got Jeff the Land Shark, specifically Marvel Rivals Jeff the Land Shark, in a new story, and things like this. So I'm like, do you know what? I may take that Razor with the red and the blue, and make him the Razor that I use. Because I think the way they did that was really cool. Which is sad, because he flies away straight away, and I'm like, like, you give us a character and then just make him disappear.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best aspects of that season.
Yeah, season 4's a bit weird, isn't it? It's like, I'm now at the part. Spoiler warning, by the way, if anyone listening, if you haven't watching Justice season 4. I'm now at the literally Nightwing, Aquaman, but Calder, should I say, Zatanna and Tigress have all literally just left Earth and like gone into the Phantom Zone. Literally, that's the last thing that happened that episode.
Okay, I know where you're at.
Yeah, so I like the fact that certain elements are now tying in together. You know, Dr. Fate's little like now idea of like jumping the helmet between multiple people. You had Clarion, the Demon Child, when he's on the bus flying through different time frames and he goes through the Phantom Zone. That gets brought back now. Like all these little things are now like tying up together. But this season has like no major bad guy or like no major arc like the other seasons did, if you get what I mean. And I think that's the issue. It's just like really strange. I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm still enjoying it. I do like the fact we're seeing different characters and their lives. It's very Justice League Unlimited-esque in that sense.
Yeah.
Which isn't a problem because I really like Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, isn't it?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I mean, like you said, it's not bad. And
Yeah,
I think you'll like how it ends. I'm not gonna give it away, but I think you'll like the ending.
is it gonna? My issue is though, if it ends in such a way where they like tease season 5 that we're never gonna get, I'm gonna get annoyed.
Okay, then you might get a little bit annoyed. Just to prepare yourself a little bit. Maybe you can lighten the annoyment.
Okay, fair enough. What other stuff have you been watching? What sort of like TV shows or like movies have you like kind of?
Well, besides rewatching old stuff, I've been keeping up with Invincible.
Oh, Invincible! Oh my god, Invincible's so good, bro. I binge watched that and I caught up to date, and like season 3 just started when I like finished like catching up, so I had to wait each week. And I was like, oh my god, no, this is painful. Like, oh my god, Invincible's so good, man.
And what's crazy is I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as an actor, but when they had said he was going to be Conquest, I'm like, I don't know. I could see Conquest have like a deep, like almost like Hulk like voice, you know? But I mean, once I saw his episode, oh my god.
I will say this though, again, spoiler warning for season all of Invincible. The scene where like he's got Mark and he's like he says some of the lines of like, "Oh, I'm so lonely," and then has
Yeah.
that wasn't scripted. He did that all on his own whim, and the people that were recording Jeffrey Morgan, recording his voice, just let him go with it. They just literally, they were about to stop him, but one of them was like, "Hang on, he might be doing something here." So he recorded it, and they had to edit the artwork to follow him talking.
Well, it was great.
That was not scripted at all. I thought that was like when I learned that wasn't scripted, I was like, "Oh my god, that was all improv. That is awesome."
Brilliant.
But that episode of Conquest, man, that's 32 minutes or something of just a fight scene. There's an hour-long episode, but over half of it is literally one fight scene. It was so good, man. And oh my god, what happened to Adam Eve as well? Holy fuck!
Is it kind of bad? I kind of laughed when Oliver, he tried to go after Conquest and he just got swatted.
To be fair though, seeing okay, he doesn't obviously kill Oliver, but when he's pulling Oliver and you're waiting for the rip, it's kind of you're on your edge of your seat, come on, fucking do it. I don't want to see it, but I know it's coming. Just get it over and done with, sort of thing.
And then with the sound editing, where you hear it just stretching and stretching, you're just waiting for the pop.
Bro.
It's like that old game. What's that game? Perfection, where you just hear the ticking and ticking and ticking, waiting for all the pieces to fly up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. And we lost Rex. We lost one of my favorite characters, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, but yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, it was beautiful.
The thing is, I see a lot of people bitch about Rex, but I really enjoyed him as a character.
Oh, me too. I'm definitely. Maybe it's because he's a smart ass, and well, we all know I'm smart.
We're both smart asses. Maybe that's the reason why we like the smart ass. Is it a bit odd though that we've lost both of in two different shows? We lost two characters that can explode things, who are both really cocky, and they both did it in a sacrificial sense.
Yeah,
because we lost Gambit in we lost Gambit in '97. We lost Rex in Invincible.
Look, which one was more tear jerking, Gambit or Rex?
I'm gonna say Gambit only because of the build up, because that entire episode where Gambit does sacrifice himself, it's a whole debate between him and Rogue. He watches Rogue dance with Magneto, and he's got this presence about him. He's one of the main focuses about that episode, and then he's a cool fighter in the big fight, and then when he does sacrifice himself, it's wait, hang on, what the fuck just happened sort of deal, where Rex just kind of came out of nowhere. There was nothing really building up to it other than the fact that he told the girl who can change her size to don't suit up, you're retired, you just sit and wait, I'll go and save the day type thing. That's the only thing that might build up to it. Don't get me wrong, it was still sad, but yeah, Gambit is more depressing.
Oh look, fun fact, the company that does the animation for X-Men 97 is also the same company that did the animation for Devil May Cry.
Oh my! Okay, no, I need to enjoy the animation for '97. I really. Okay,
but
that's kind of cool.
I just learned that 2 days ago, and I'm like, wow. But then I look back at it, I'm like, oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, Invincible's awesome, man. The only issue I had, and I really wish I didn't learn this, but you know what I'm like when it comes to comic books. I'm the guy who seeks out comic book knowledge. I think it's season 2, but when you've got the bad guy who can go through the multiverse, and he's basically got Connor, young Connor, and his mum hostage, and he's throwing Mark across the multiverse. Yeah, in the comic book, there's a lot of crossovers with other Image comic characters, like Invincible, like meet Spawn for a couple of seconds
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and it's just like, really, I didn't want to know this. Like now I feel depressed because they could have done something like that. Come on.
And then they completely changed. Like they just changed just enough where it's not technically Spider-Man, but you know it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, to be fair though, I do really like that suit design. Not for the Doc Ock character, but for that Spider-Man character. That is such a cool design. I have been kind of tempted to include it in my Spider-Verse storyline that I'm working on for the universe. I am kind of tempted to like use him as one of the Spider characters.
See, I was just thinking that could be something you could do for a Spider-Man story.
Because I'm gonna have my own type Spider-Verse like sort of thing. I've got someone that I interviewed a couple weeks back. He's made his own Spider-Man character. He's involved. I'm including the Japanese Spider-Man, but with his new comic book look for the Spider-Verse versus Venomverse War storyline that's coming out, that I showed you guys and you said that looked cool. I'm using that suit because that does look pretty fucking sick. And then I want to include the DC. Is he called Black Spider or something? Young Justice used him quite a bit. The DC equivalent to Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I think it's Black Spider.
Yeah, and then this other Spider-Man character, Invincible. Yeah, I don't know. I think Invincible just took me by surprise because it's really intense, story driven, and it's also very mature. It's very bloody. It's very Mortal Kombat-esque. There's gore. There's when a building falls in like a normal cartoon, obviously you just see the building. But in this, you'll see people get like impaled by street lamps and like shards of glass ripping through people and people splattering across the pavement and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like just the attention to detail is just
like now I understand the Omni-Man fatality in Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh yeah.
Because like I played Mortal Kombat 1 before I ever watched Invincible, so I'm watching Omni-Man do this. I'm like, I'm assuming this has some sort of revelation, like to Invincible. No, and now I've watched it. I'm like, oh my god, it's so much worse than Invincible.
Oh yeah.
Like Jesus Christ. When it came to all the marks that came to primary Earth or whatever what was your favorite design that we got, like all the bad Invincibles?
I don't know. I mean, I can't really say any of like the specific designs that stuck out to me.
Yeah, see, that's why I asked, because like the only one that I thought to myself, hey, that's pretty cool, is the one with the mohawk, because he did just look a bit too different to the others. Like we had one that was just Omni-Man. Literally, he was just dressed in Omni-Man colors. Like that's a bit meh.
Well, if you read the comics, you'll find that you would see more about Mohawk Mark.
Yes, yeah, that's very true. I've been kind of tempted to look more into the Invincible comics, because if there's anything they've done in the comics that they won't do in the show, I may adapt it for Geek Through Comics, because obviously I have the YouTube channel now, don't I? So I'm tempted to maybe look into the storylines they have touched upon or won't touch upon, because apparently the next season might be the last one. So,
well, I know one thing that I very highly doubt that they're going to do, because it is. Well, I'll go ahead and give a spoiler warning, because I don't know if they're going to get to it or not. But you remember Anissa?
Yeah.
The female Viltrumite? Well, she SA's Mark.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, I highly doubt that'll come up. To be fair.
And I was sitting there like, I'm just, and I know I've seen a lot of people online thinking the same thing. Like, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? Are they just going to take the out? Or are they going to keep some aspects of it?
The really odd thing that I do know is the Viltrumite War is like one stepping stone in the Invincible world as well. Like it's one storyline. Like, you know how the MCU made the Infinity Saga like such a huge thing. Yeah, Infinity War, whatever the fuck it's called for the comic book, it's just one comic book. It's not like a massive, groundbreaking, years upon years worth of like build up or anything. And for Invincible, it's the same for the Vulture War as well. It is just one storyline. But for the Invincible show, they made it out to be like this, like, depending doom that's coming. Like, oh my god, this is going to be the end of everything. Where in the comic, it's just one. And there's things that happened way after the Vulture War as well. So I'm very curious to see if the show will end with the Viltrumite War or whether they'll try and push it and make it, like try to continue after.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like if they end it before it's like it'd have been like, why couldn't we see what was going to happen?
If you could pick another Invincible character to appear in Mortal Kombat, maybe not more different Mortal Kombat, which Invincible character would you want to see?
Battle Beast.
Yeah, okay, no, that would be that. I was not expecting you to say that. No, that is a pretty good choice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just looking at Battle Beast, he looks like he could be a Mortal Kombat character. Besides the fact that he's a big ass tiger.
Yeah, Battle Beast is like such a cool. The really cool thing is every time we've seen him, he's done some badass damage as well. Like he earns his name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think now. What character I would want? I mean, Rex would be pretty funny. Alan the Alien or whatever the fuck he's called, the green dude, the guy who gets jacked up the fuck because he gets fixed.
Yeah.
Like he'd be really funny, especially his interactions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's not green. He's fucking orange, and I don't know why the fuck I said green. I'm trying to think now. I mean, for like an Injustice game, if they ever did Injustice 3, I can see characters like Atom Eve working really well in Injustice, or like the girl who's a monster. The girl who's like de-ages every time she shifts. Yeah. Can I just say as well, the fucking guy who was a robot for ages and got his body rebuilt, he's an ass for stealing Rex's DNA, or was that just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, he's just like a fucking... And then he takes the guy's name after he dies.
I don't want to talk too much about him because I know what ends up something that happens with him in the comics. That's another.
Fair enough.
I know if they end it before the Viltrumite War, you're gonna probably want to go back and check them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start reading the comics. I think because now, like, the show really has like kind of piqued my interest. I've always loved the design for the suits. That's what kind of like made me like pique my interest. So many people didn't click on this either, and I don't understand how. But when Mark gets his new suit, the blue and black suit, it's the inverted colors to Omni-Man's. That's why it's blue and black. And it's like how I've seen so many people online be like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize that. If you get Omni-Man and then revert the colors, it's blue and black." I'm like, you guys didn't know this? That's why the tailor made it blue and black because he's the complete opposite to Omni-Man. Duh.
Batman.
That's my little one.
I was gonna say, did she just say Batman?
Yeah, that was my little boy that said Batman.
I was gonna say, who said Batman? Because we're wrong hero. We're similar, but not as close. Technically, we do have a type of Batman. We have Darkwing, whatever he's called.
I mean, and they did have we were talking about him getting sent through the multiverse. In the comics, he actually meets Batman.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I did think that was kind of dumb, having him sat there, all you like Batman's cape. That's funny. But yeah, anyway, thank you for coming back on and just chatting with me for almost an hour and catching up and just geeking out for a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely, it was fun. I think we went over what we were planning on.
Yeah, and of course you're welcome back anytime. Maybe in a couple months, we can get you back on and we can talk about other stuff. I'm very happy to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And do you want to tell people where they can find your TikTok and YouTube and everything?
Yeah, you can check me out on TikTok under Cosplay Crown 637 since I'm part of the family now.
Yes, you're part of the family now.
And then
We adopted this weirdo.
and that's on you.
That is very on me, actually. It was kind of me.
Actually,
Yeah,
we'll blame Willie on that one.
Yeah, true. Yeah, me and Buddy. Yeah, we're to blame. We apologize to everyone.
And then you can also check me out on YouTube on Author's Crown.
Yes, please check Author's Crown. The storylines on that channel are phenomenal. They're just really good. And I also heard your Power Ranger and horror crossovers have a really phenomenal narrator. So I thought, I'd just mention that.
Oh yeah, definitely amazing. He's a little bit off, but that's all right. We love him anyway.
I mean, hey, you got to give a guy credit, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in and hearing me and Acrown just natter away about some geek. We'll have Acrown come back in a couple months and we'll continue geeking out about all sorts of stuff. And of course, please everyone check out the Author's Crown. It is phenomenal. It's one of my audio drama YouTube channels to check out. And of course I help, he tells me what's going on, but I like listening to it anyway. If that being said, if you're listening to us on the podcast platforms, thank you very much. And of course, rate us, leave us a comment or however podcast platforms work. And of course, if you listen to us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you guys think about Invincible and Mortal Kombat 1 and, all these type of things that we've mentioned. We want to know your opinions. Roar of passion, everybody. We love you all, and we shall see you guys in the next one.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by three cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Ty Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channel, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.